one thing we were just talking about, the reason this horse progresses so quickly and learns fast is because she has been a complete blank slate, starting from ground zero, has had nothing done with her before. Therefore, she doesn't have any bad habits that we have to overcome. So everything we asked her to do, whether it's going over a bridge or leading for the first time or any of these things that we're approaching her with, if we just do it the right way, she'll be able to know what the right way is from the very, very beginning, and she won't know any other way about it. She'll never know how to do it wrong. Everything that we're teaching her is going to be the right, proper method and steps, so that everything she ever knows from this time forward is just the correct way and the correct method. So that is probably why she's progressing so quickly, is just because she doesn't know any better, essentially. And you're just taking that blank slate and just running with it and building her confidence every day, and you'll just see her want to try and try more and more because we reward and we give her that positive reinforcement when she is doing it right. Now we're going to move in to desensitizing her with the saddle blanket, okay? Actually, what we're going to start with, I want to talk about, is how to use this rope as a simulation for a girth. So I reach under here before I girth her, and I run the rope around her belly like this, and I'm just going to pull it tight and hold it and see what her reaction is. Did you see her ears go back? She went, wait a second. What's that rope squeezing my belly for? Let's see if she'll back up off that. Good girl. So now she felt weight and backed up, and I released. And that's a good thing that she did, which is soften her head, even though it might be that she's eating some dirt. I'm going to put pressure on her belly again. Pressure with my rope. Pressure. And she's reacting well to it. She's not overreacting. Good girl. Then release that pressure. So if you have a really highly reactive horse, this is the first step. You start with desensitizing their belly with this lead rope, and then we can move on to the surcingle and then onto the saddle. And I'm going to show you every single step along the way because that's the proper way to do it with her. Horses are really curious. So here, instead of me forcing the saddle pad on her, I'm holding it a little bit away from her. And you see how I drew the horse into that saddle pad to sniff it and to check it out. So don't try to force something on your horse. Use that horse's natural curiosity, and then they'll go and usually investigate whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to do that same thing on this side. Not going to try to put it on her yet. I'm holding it here, and look at her just reach over to smell it and investigate. Don't take away your horse's natural curiosity or their investigativeness, because that can be one of your greatest allies when desensitizing the horse and teaching them and starting them at the very beginning. Now, as you know, to saddle the horse, the saddle pad has to kind of like flop and flip onto the horse's back. So I'm going to go on both sides of her and flop and flip this onto her and make sure that she's really relaxed about this thing just doing anything around her, all right? Good girl. She's like, well, that was weird. Why'd you put that on me? That hasn't happened before. Flip it on, pull it off. Let her get curious and check it out again. Good girl. Good girl. There's the licking of the lips that we're looking for. That's a sign of relaxation. Take it off, take it on. Oh. And here, a person really shouldn't be too quiet about the saddle pad because we don't want to have to sneak around the horse when we're saddling them later on. So it's just like, hey, you just have to be comfortable with this flopping onto you. It ain't gonna hurt you, don't worry about it. There you go, good girl. Let her think about that for a second, huh? Good girl, you all right? And flop it on. Look at the confidence there, that was really nice. And Flop it on. Good girl. Flop it on. Good girl. Good job. So good. Try her on the other side now. Oh, the other thing I sometimes do, you'll notice, when I take it off, I'll try to rub it on their butt as I take it off, like down the hindquarters. So you're getting them used to a leg or something coming off their hindquarters and just desensitizing them to all that. Flop it on. Take it off. Flop it on. Take it off. Flop it on. Okay, she's getting the idea that this saddle pad can't hurt her. Even if I just flop it on without being slow with my hands, she's getting desensitized to that, and that's what you want to know. Can I saddle my horse from the offside? Yes. Can I saddle the horse from the near side? Yes. Good. Whatever you can do on one side, I think, you ought to be able to do on the other side too. Good job. Come here. Change your angle. Good girl. Now if they walk forward like that, I am going to correct that and say, I didn't ask you to walk on, so just stand right here by a little bit of a backup. She did it again. So we catch her, make her back up. All right, now we've desensitized her with a saddle pad, and I'm going to see what she thinks about this surcingle for the first time. This is to simulate the way a real cinch on a saddle would feel without having to have our actual saddle on the horse. So we desensitize them with the saddle pad and the surcingle to mimic that same feeling. Okay, it's on there, so let's see what she thinks at moving around. We'll go back to our lunging. She seems to act a little bit weird with it, like she's moving kind of funny, but I think she's getting used to it. That's good. But then it feels very similar to how a saddle would feel on the horse's back. And we're able to get the girth area, get them desensitized to that, and then we'll know, we'll build their confidence for a little bit, and we'll know if the saddle will be all right. Follow your nose. Good girl. Following the horses, having them follow their nose is one of the most natural things for a horse. So typically if you see them out in the field and the horse is going to make a turn to the right, they're going to look right, their nose is kind of going to shape to the right, and then they're going to go that way with their body. So if I can get my horses to do that same thing when I'm lunging them or riding them, it's really a natural thing for them to do. So if I wanted to turn right, I bring her nose like this, have her follow her nose, and then go the other way, because that's a natural thing for her to want to do, is follow wherever her nose is facing. And we do that too when we're riding them. If we're riding them on a direct rein circle, or in general just guiding the horse, we want that nose to be right in the spot we would want them to be, sometimes a little to the inside. I'm going to do another turn here to where she can follow her nose. Bring her nose to the right. Good job. Kind of created that left roll back. But so far she's doing really good with this surcingle. It's on very, very loose. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up just a little bit more and see if she'll accept that. Good girl. Here. Good girl. Whoa. I want a little bit of a backup here. There we go, that's better. Okay, she's accepting that pretty well. So, we're gonna go on to phase 2, saddling. Now I'm desensitizing this horse to my saddle. And as you can see from earlier, I'm using that same curiosity, just holding the saddle for a minute, letting her look at it, smell it, investigate it, and get comfortable with the scent. Come on this side, out of this eye, and let her look at the saddle also. And then it's really similar to the pad. Just come over here and throw it on her. Take it off. Throw it back on. If she moves, we make a correction. Good girl. But if she stands, we reward. See the licking of the lips? That's a really good sign there. Really good sign. Can I saddle her from the offside? Yes, we can. That's good to know. All right, good girl. She's saddled up. I'm gonna go back to sending her. She already knows sending exercise. Good girl. Very first time ever being saddled. And very first time having a back cinch. This is all first for her, so she's doing extremely good. Very pleased so far. If the horse were to explode, I would just check the halter and get her under control. And I would probably, if they blew up and bucked, I'd probably back them up a little bit afterwards also, just to have a hold of them. Go the other way, sister. Good girl. I'm going to tighten this back cinch up a little bit. That way she feels it some. Oh, it needs to go up more. There we go. Walk on. She has a naturally low headset, which I really like already. You notice as she's traveling around, she keeps her head in a pretty darn low position, which is going to be nice for anything somebody would like to show her in later on, maybe even raining or something like that. She has a really nice headset. Here, follow your nose. Here, follow your nose. Good girl. Good girl. Nice. Very good. So now at this point of the day, I would take her over and let her be saddled and be tied for a few minutes. And when she's standing there quiet and relaxed, then I'll just ungear her and put her away for the day. And then as we go forward, our daily routine is going to be similar to this. Get her geared up every day, get the equipment on her, teach her some round pin, and continue with our trail obstacles. And each day we introduce her to new and more things and push her a little bit further. But right now today, this is a wonderful place to stop. She got a lot of new things done on her today, and she took it all in stride. Very pleased. Thank you very much for following along. Please like and subscribe and follow our channel to keep up to date with how Miss Lucy Goosey is doing here. We're going to be posting all the time on how she's progressing, so please follow along for our journey and enjoy.